My mother shouted in my face, "Pay the mortgage or disappear." She did it in front of 40 people at Thanksgiving dinner. My brother-in-law mocked, "Let's see how you survive." I packed my things, went to my new house, and cut every expense, every help, every dollar they ever got from me. My name's Chase. I'm 33, a chiropractor with a tiny office that smells like eucalyptus and tiger balm. I'm the oldest kid, the one who keeps the peace, runs errands, and plugs the leaks with his own wallet. I do morning adjustments for warehouse guys with sore backs, then chart until my eyes ache. I'm the son who shows up. Thanksgiving was supposed to be simple. Smile past the rolls. Pretend the years of money favors didn't hollow me out. I parked 2 blocks away because my sister Mallory Street was jammed. The wind was sharp. I carried a pumpkin pie, 2 bottles of seltzer, and a knot in my chest. When I walked in, the house was loud. Football on TV, a toddler crying, silver foil crinkling in the kitchen. I hugged my niece, nodded at my dad, and kept moving. Mom clocked me like a hawk. "Chase," she said without looking up from the sweet potatoes. "Mortgage is due next week." I blinked. "Hi, Mom. Happy Thanksgiving." She didn't laugh. "Don't be cute. Your sister's payment. You know she's behind since Ryan's contract ended." Ryan, the brother-in-law, who consults, who always has a deal about to land, who drinks imported beer, and says success is mindset. I set the pie down. We talked about it. "I'm tapped this month." Silence snapped across the room. 40 people, cousins, neighbors, the pastor. Everyone paused like a show had started. Mom straightened up, face flushed. "Pay the mortgage or disappear." It came like a slap. Loud. Clear. Final. Ryan smirked from the couch, raised his bottle, and didn't even mute the game. "Let's see how you survive, big man." Mallory wouldn't meet my eyes. Dad rolled his shoulders like a shrug could make him invisible. I felt my ears burn. I heard my own voice, but far away. "You're saying that here?" Mom took 2 steps close enough for me to smell her perfume. "I'm done whispering. We carried you when you started that little bone-cracking hobby. You pay the mortgage or you don't show your face." I laughed once. Short, ugly, bone-cracking hobby. Ryan clapped slowly. "Oh, he's mad." The room watched. I put my hands on the counter to stop the shaking. Somewhere a baby hiccuped. "Okay," I said. "Quiet." Message received. I picked up my coat, the seltzer, the pie. I walked past the folding chairs, past a tray of green beans, past all the people who knew our family only from Christmas cards. I didn't slam the door. I didn't say anything brave. I got into my car, leaned my head on the steering wheel, and felt something cold and old snap inside me. It didn't start at Thanksgiving. It never does. I became the wallet 5 years ago. It happened slow. First, it was, "Can you float us the electric bill? We'll pay you back Friday." I paid. Friday never came. Then it was Mahler's car died and Ryan's between jobs. A couple thousand. Then Mom's dental crown isn't covered. Then Dad's truck needs tires before winter. Then Grandma's prescriptions. Then your little cousin needs a deposit for school housing. I could go on. I did. I said yes because it felt like love. I worked 2 clinics my first year. One inside a gym, one in a rented room in a strip mall. I brought my lunch. I learned CPT codes at 2 a.m. I said yes to every walk-in and every weekend wellness fair. I learned how to be charming when I was exhausted. I kept a spreadsheet called Family Loans with hopeful due dates that turned into dashes. Mom was the chief accountant of my life. She never asked how my business was. She asked, "How much can you do this month?" If I hesitated, she had the script. "We supported you when you were nothing, Chase. Family helps family. Don't be selfish. You know, your sister has kids." Dad kept quiet. He always keeps quiet. He's the king of I'm staying out of it unless someone needs a ride. Then he shows up and calls a balance. Ryan is a smooth talker. He never texts, "Hey man, can we talk?" He sends links to investment opportunities, crypto, drop shipping, a bar in a town we don't live in. He says things like, "Your brand would elevate this." As if my license is a logo he can print on a napkin. He says, "Cash is a tool." While asking for mine, Mallory. She used to be my person. We were teammates as kids. Then she married Charisma. Then she had babies and exhaustion. And her voice got smaller. She started saying, I hate asking, and I started hating that she had to say it. I tried boundaries. I really did. I suggested a budget app. I offered to look at their numbers. I printed worksheets. Ryan laughed. We don't need homework, Professor. Mom scolded me. Don't be condescending. Not everyone is good with computers like you. Computers. I cracks for a living. The worst part was the group chat. Family first. 23 members, photos of casseroles, memes about gratitude. And then always the ask. Mom, we're short this month. Chase, just a small bump. Me, how much? Ryan, only $2K to catch up. Me, I can't do $2K. Mom, wow. Antonize, times are tough for everyone, sweetie. Ryan, guess healthcare pays less than I thought. I'd Venmo $600 just until Friday. Friday would turn into next Friday. Then payday got delayed, then silence, then a new bill. I kept paying because I was ashamed. Because the first year I rented my clinic space, Mom paid my first month's rent when I was $350 short and told that story like she saved my life. We carried you, she would say, like I was a sack of flour. We believed when no one believed. She reminds everyone of that $350 like it was gold bars, like it bought her a lifetime subscription to my checking account. The pressure wasn't just money, it was availability. If I didn't show up to lift a couch or fix a Wi-Fi router, I was too busy for family. If I skipped a Sunday dinner, I was acting better than us. If I took a weekend away, I was running from responsibility. When I bought a used Subaru last year, Mom's first text. So now you can spare more since your car is reliable. When I posted a photo of a new adjusting table, my dream table, Ryan commented, must be nice. Mortgage is due though. My clinic grew slowly. The neon open sign started to mean something. A UPS driver sent his whole route. A preschool teacher brought me cookies after I fixed her shoulder. An older patient cried when she could turn her neck again. People hugged me. People paid. I stacked little wins until they looked like a life. Then April hit. Ryan borrowed $5,000 for a bridge while a contract closed. 1 month he promised. I'll even give you a return. He sent a PDF that looked like he made it in PowerPoint. It had arrows and the word synergy. I said yes because Mallory said she'd be evicted otherwise, because Mom said we'll be homeless, because Dad said nothing. The month passed. The return never showed. Ryan ghosted me in the chat, but posted a photo of himself in front of a rented BMW with the caption, "Grind never stops." I felt stupid. I was stupid. I stopped saying yes in May. Tiny nose. I can't this week. My payroll is tight. Mom called me selfish. Ryan called me fragile. Aunt Denise asked if I was still doing that spine thing. Dad said, don't make waves. They planned Thanksgiving at Mallory's. Bring your famous mashed potatoes. Mom wrote, and, if you can, let's settle the mortgage for December early. You're the stable one. She added a thumbs up emoji like a receipt. I told myself I'd go, eat leave. Be polite. No confrontations. Then she said it, pay the mortgage or disappear in front of 40 people like I was an ATM that learned to talk. I didn't sleep that night. I sat at my kitchen table with the lights off and stared at my phone. The group chat was buzzing. Mom, Chase, you made a scene. Anton, it was inappropriate of you to storm out. Ryan, man up. Mallory, can you please just help this month? We'll figure the rest out later. I typed, deleted, typed again. At 2:13 a.m., I stood up, went to my file cabinet, and pulled everything. Bank statements, Venmo history, the spreadsheet called Family Loans. I exported it. I highlighted the totals. I printed a stack an inch thick. Total loans, bridges, help to family since year one, $72,480, not including the random grocery drops, the mystery Amazon charges. I must have forgotten. I used your account for the gas. The birthday gifts I upgraded so kids didn't feel the drought. I added dates next to each transfer and tiny notes. Ryan, contract, no repayment. Mom, Crown, no repayment. Mullery Mortgage, hold $300 repaid out of $72,000, recovered $1,050. I took photos of receipts. The $5,000 to Synergy Holdings LLC, an LLC Ryan registered from our childhood address. The time I paid their property taxes to stop a lien. The new fridge I bought when theirs broke and somehow became the family's fridge in every retelling. At 3:41 a.m., I wrote a short message in notes. I love you. I'm done being a bank going forward. No loans, no co-signing, no paying your bills, no temporary help, no access to my accounts, my clinic, my income, my choice. If you speak to me, do it respectfully or don't do it at all. I sent it to myself first. Then I slept 3 hours. In the morning, I brewed coffee, so strong it hurt. I wore my clinic polo even though it was Saturday. I drove to Mallory's. The house was quiet. Post-holiday mess. Foil pan stacked. Toys everywhere. Ryan was on the couch. Controller in hand. Eyes on a game. He didn't look up. Mortgage. He barked without pausing. Kitchen table. Mom came down the hall, hair up, lips tight. Oh, so you came to your senses. No, I said. I came to return something. I set the stack of paper on the table. Ryan paused the game. The house felt like it inhaled. Mom flipped the first page and laughed. What is this? $72,480. I said, 5 years. That's what I've paid to keep this family standing. She rolled her eyes. Don't be dramatic. Ryan leaned over the stack. Bro, why are you keeping receipts? That's weird. Because you told everyone I've done nothing, I said. Because last night, my mother told me to pay or disappear in front of 40 people. Mullery stood in the doorway, hair tangled, holding my niece on her hip. Her eyes were wide and tired. Chase, I'm done, I said softly. Ryan snorted. You're not serious. I am. I said no more. Not a dollar, no cosign, no doctor's bills, no temporary Venmos, no credit card borrowing, nothing. Mom went cold. You would put your niece on the street to prove a point. I met Mahler's eyes. I won't put you on the street, but I won't finance Ryan's contracts anymore. If you want a real plan, we can sit with your bills. We can sell the BMW. We can cut the streaming services. We can call the bank. We can move to a smaller place. Ryan laughed. Sell the BMW. You're a comedian. It's leased in your name with 3 missed payments. I said, they're coming for it. His jaw twitched. Mom slapped the stack with her palm. How dare you bring your little math to my house? I brought it to our reality. I said, this is what you've taken from me. $72,000 of my future. My down payment, my staff, my sleep, my spine. Ryan stepped closer, chest up. You think you're better because you press on people's backs all day. I smiled, small and tired. I think pressing on spines is honest work. He tried to stare me down. He's good at that. He wins rooms. He doesn't win me anymore. I slid a single sheet across the table. A simple list. Cancel BMW. Sell the jet skis. Downgrade phone plans. Remove me from every autopay you connected to my card. Call the mortgage company today and ask about a forbearance. Ryan gets a job. Any job. DoorDash stocking warehouse today. Mom scoffed. We are not laborers. I nodded. Then you'll be tenants with a notice on the door. Get out. She hissed. If you want help, get out. I put my hands up. Okay. I turned to Mullery. I'm still your brother. If you want a plan that isn't built on me, call me. If you want the godfather of your children to keep bailing you out, call him. I nodded at Ryan. Ryan muttered. You'll come crawling back. I'll be busy. I said, I'm moving this weekend. Where? Mom snapped. My house, I said. Mom's eyes narrowed. You bought a house? I didn't answer. I picked up my coat. The house isn't big. 2 bedrooms. A crooked fence. A maple tree that dumps leaves like a confetti cannon. It needs paint. The kitchen light hums. The previous owner left a ceramic frog under the porch steps like a curse or a blessing. I closed on it a week before Thanksgiving. I didn't tell anyone. I wanted one thing that wasn't a group project. After I walked out of Mallory's, I drove straight there. I carried in 3 boxes, a toolbox, and a stubborn kind of piece. The first night, I slept on a blow-up mattress in the living room and listened to the refrigerator click. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I woke up at 5 a.m., made coffee, and wrote a budget on the back of an envelope. Mortgage, utilities, groceries, clinic payroll, taxes, savings, family, $0. It looked wrong. It felt right. At the clinic, I hung a paper on the bulletin board. Holiday hours. I added 2 chair massages on Saturdays for extra cash because my body knows how to work. I called my supplier and negotiated a discount on tape. I canceled Spotify Premium. I kept my gym membership because my back is my retirement plan. The fallout arrived like weather. Mom called from different numbers. You're punishing us. Your grandmother is ashamed. Family is forever. Then you'll regret this when you need help. I saved none of it. Ryan sent voice memos. All swagger, no plan. You think a little house makes you a man? Pay December and I'll triple you in January. Then you'll be blocked from opportunities when I make it. Then we're done here. I put his messages in a folder labeled evidence. Aunt Denise wrote on Facebook about young people abandoning family values. I didn't comment. People who know me texted, proud of you. People who don't gave me advice I didn't ask for. Mollery texted at 11:42 p.m. the second night. I'm sorry. Then I'm so tired. Then nothing. At 2:07 a.m., another text, a photo of a notice from the bank. I stared at it for a long time. I typed, I will sit with you tomorrow. We'll make a plan without Ryan's projects, without my money. She reacted with a heart. She didn't ask for cash. On day 3, Mom showed up at my clinic. She stood in the doorway, arms crossed, lips tight. My front desk girl, Leah, looked at me like, should I call someone? I shook my head. Mom surveyed the lobby. The white chairs, the succulents that live against all odds. Nice, she said. Paid for with our sacrifices, I guess. A patient walked out with an ice pack strapped to his neck. He nodded at me for the next appointment. Mom kept her voice low. You, embarrassed. Me, Chase. You made me look like a beggar. I held her gaze. You told me to pay or disappear. You know I didn't mean. You did. I said you said it with your full chest so 40 people could hear, and that's okay. You set a boundary. I'm respecting it. She flinched at the word boundary like it was an insult. People are talking, she said. Let them, I said. She blinked hard like tears might ruin her argument. We raised you. You did, I said. And I'm done paying for it. She looked at the floor for a second. She was just a woman in a coat clutching a purse too tight. We can't lose the house, she whispered. Then you make cuts, I said. Sell the extra TV. Cancel the 2 gym memberships you don't use. Ryan gets a job. Call the mortgage company. Tell the truth. They have programs. She swallowed. He won't. Then, he doesn't live there. I said, you choose. She looked up like I had slapped her. Don't talk about my son-in-law. I'm talking about your daughter, I said. The mother of your grandchildren. She's drowning while he posts quotes about grind set. Mom's jaw worked. She pivoted to old material. We believed in you when you were a nobody. I was never a nobody. I said I was your son. She left. Not a slam. A small click. I went back to work. I ran my thumbs along paraspinals and asked about water intake. A guy cried on my table because his shoulder finally stopped hurting. He said, you saved me. I said, you did the home exercises. We both pretended we were talking about shoulders. That weekend, I unsubscribed from the family plan on 3 streaming services. I changed the password on my Amazon. I closed the joint Costco card Mom had opened with my social 10 years ago for convenience. I called the bank and removed my name from a backup on their checking. The banker said they won't like this. I said they already don't. I deleted the family first chat after muting it turned into doom scrolling. I built a new chat named Reality First. 3 people. Me, Mollery, my cousin Jess, who actually shows up. The rules were in the title. We made a shared Google Sheet. Yes, more spreadsheets with Mallory's bills. We sold what we could. Stroller number 2. The juicer they used twice, the extra dining chairs. Ryan didn't offer to help. He called it bad optics. On Tuesday, the BMW disappeared from their driveway. Ryan posted a story. Haters trying to keep me down. Watch me. He tagged a rap song. Mallory texted me. They took it. I typed, good. At my house, I did normal things that felt like rebellion. I installed a low-flow shower head. I ate eggs and salsa over the sink. I swept leaves off my porch and found the ceramic frog again and laughed for the first time in a week. I FaceTimed a patient's kid to show him my toolbox because he wants to be a fixer-doctor. I slept without my jaw clenching. 2 weeks in, Mom sent a single text. Mom, dinner Sunday, just us. I stared at it. My thumbs hovered. I typed back. Me? Dinner works. Ground rule. No money talk. No insults. If it turns, I leave. She read it. Okay. Sunday. I brought roasted chicken because peace needs protein. Dad watched football. Muted. Mom put out placemats with pumpkins for 30 minutes. We talked about weather. At minute 31, Mom said, it's just that your sister. I stood, placed my napkin on the plate, kissed her head, and said, I love you. I'll see you next time. I left. I drove home with the radio low. The world didn't end. The clinic grew around the edges of this new calm. I added a 20-minute desk worker reset special. It sold out. I hired a part-time massage therapist. I took my first Friday afternoon off in 3 years and walked through a hardware store just because. One morning, Mallory texted, in interview today, receptionist at dental office. Pray. I said, proud already. That afternoon, she sent a selfie in a blazer we bought for $14.99 at the thrift store. I got it. I sat on my porch until my coffee went cold and let that joy fill places that used to be empty. Thanksgiving came back around in a year like they always do. Quietly, then all at once. This time I hosted. It was small. My clinic manager, Leah, my cousin Jess, my friend Marcus from the gym, who doesn't have family nearby. Mallory came with the kids. She brought store-bought rolls and an apology in her eyes. She didn't have to say any more. Ryan was on a business trip, which is what he calls being around men who say bro a lot in restaurants. We ate at my wobbly table with mismatched chairs I found on Facebook Marketplace. The turkey was slightly dry. The mashed potatoes slapped. The kids made place cards that said Dr. Chase with way too many stickers. Halfway through dessert, my phone buzzed. Mom, we're doing dessert. Your aunt asked if you're coming by. I stared at the screen. The old panic rose and faded like a wave. I typed, Happy Thanksgiving. I'm hosting. Maybe next week for coffee. She responded with a ... And then, okay, proud of your house. I didn't cry, but something loosened. After everyone left, I washed dishes slow. The house smelled like cinnamon and garlic. The ceramic frog sat on the window sill, wearing a paper crown my niece had taped to its head. I thought about that first night at my kitchen table counting money I no longer had. I thought about being told pay or disappear. I thought about the quiet that followed when I disappeared from the version of family that fed on me. Here's what I learned, and I don't need it to be poetic. Saying no is not a betrayal. It's a boundary. Family helps family should not mean one person funds everyone while being insulted for it. Receipts are not petty. They're clarity. The people who love you will adjust to your boundaries. The people who loved your lack of boundaries will call it cruelty. You are allowed to build a life where your work pays you and your peace protects you. Mallory texts me pictures of her desk at the dental office sometimes. A little plant, a new calendar. She sounds tired and proud the way good tired sounds. We still do budgets. We still cut things. We still say no. But the house is theirs to keep or lose by their choices, not mine afloat. Mom is learning a slower language. She slips sometimes. She says, you know we carried you. Then pauses, then tries again. You worked hard. I can live with the messy middle if the insults stay out of it. We do coffee in public places where money isn't a character at the table. Dad asked if I could look at his shoulder. I said, yes. He tried to pay me in cash. I told him to call the clinic and book like everyone else. He nodded, surprised, then actually did it. He left 5 stars on Google and a review that said he's good. It was more honest than anything he said in years. Ryan still sends links. I don't click them. He told me I'll regret cutting off investments. I told him I hope he finds an employer who appreciates his energy. He called me small-minded. I muted him. I sleep fine. When I lock my clinic at night, I stand for a second and smell the eucalyptus and the faint heat from the dryers. I think about every time someone stood up straighter on their way out. I think about the first $350 my mom lent me and how expensive it became to carry that story. I paid it back with interest, with years, with my backbone. No more. I'm Chase. I'm the oldest. I'm a chiropractor. I'm not a bank. I'm not a villain. I'm a man who finally looked at his own life and decided it was worth paying for on purpose. If you're reading this and your family uses your love like a card they can swipe, here's the line that saved me. I love you. I won't fund you. Say it. Say it again. Say it quietly, and then walk away if they turn cruel. My mother once shouted in my face, pay the mortgage or disappear. I disappeared from being their wallet. I reappeared in my own life. And it turns out surviving wasn't the hard part. Living was. And now I do.